Hey everyone, my name is Leon, and this is part two of my top five Big Brother winners list. So last week I talked about my top five under the radar Big Brother winners. In this video, I'm gonna talk about my top five aggressive Big Brother winners. So it was much harder to come up with five winners that were very aggressive to gameplay, and you can talk about how they dominate, but I was looking for five particular winners that was very aggressive at how they approach the game, strong personality types, people like that. I wanted to put them particular on this list because I want you to see, okay, I'm this person mentioned, oh yeah, they're definitely an aggressive type of player, and this is talking about aggressive in the game, in the game of Big Brother. That's what I'm gonna reference it, by the way. That being said, let's just get started. So I'm gonna go order by season that they won. So first player I'm gonna mention is Mike Boogie from Big Brother 7, and also Big Brother 2, but he won Big Brother 7, aka Big Brother All Stars. He was the fifth person I put on this list. His game is not really aggressive, but the way how he, won All Stars, the way how he didn't have like a care when he was sending people home, the way he blatantly lied to Danielle and James and Howie, who threw his hat when he was evicted, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Mike Boogie was a very aggressive player. The way how he threatened Chicken Joyce to vote to not backdoor Will, in the week when Howie went home, stuff like that. And also Big Brother 14, he had a little bit of that too when him and Frank was nominated by was it Dan or it was Shane? So, he had a little bit of that in him. Mike Boogie is a aggressive player, but not as super aggressive as the next four I mentioned. So, but he's on the list for me. Next person I'm gonna mention is Evil Dick, the winner of Big Brother 8, and also was on Big Brother 13. Speaking of Big Brother 13, we're gonna come back to that season in a moment. But Evil Dick, everything he did was obviously for his daughter, Danielle Donato, aka Danielle Briones, but he had an aggressive playing style. He called people out right away. He banged pots and pans to get the house guests to want to get rid of him and to keep Danielle, which was innovative, annoying, but an innovative move. So, all the stuff that Evil Dick did in this season 8 game speaks for itself. So, he's the second most aggressive player for me. Next player, speaking of Big Brother 13, Rachel Riley, the winner of Big Brother 13, but also play on Big Brother 12. Everything that she is on reality TV when it comes to Amazing Race and Big Brother, her game style is very kind of emotional, but same time it has some logic in it. She kind of knew when to target at the right time, and Big Brother 12, I enjoyed watching her and Brendan, being underdogs, but obviously I wanted the Brigade to win that season too. I'm glad it did. But also, bringing up Big Brother 13, she was able, she appeared to be somebody you could take to end to beat because of her aggressive gameplay, but she was able to win out the competition and get the respect from the jury to win. So sometimes you could play an aggressive game style and win. So Rachel Riley is up here. Her game speaks for itself. Next person I'm gonna mention is somebody who's been on other reality TV shows, but his game speaks for itself too. Josh Martinez, somebody who's a very another emotional game player, a small one, somebody who knows what his optimal move is. Even though if it was a different season, I don't know if he'll win. But in this season, sitting next to a guy who irritated a lot of house guests and Paul, he easily, not easily, he gets the win. By I'll say by the grace of God, but he'll who knows, right? I really like Josh's ability to use his goodbye messages to subduely throw Paul under the bus to make Paul look bad in front of certain jury members, even though others wasn't on board for him anyways. But his aggressive gameplay was just like Evil Dick, banging pots and pans in front of people's faces, being irritant to Cody and Jessica, almost having Mark um, come after him because he's trying to throw bang pasta pants in Mark face. They'll ketchup and mustard or ketchup and I think mayonnaise incident when it's the playing pool. Josh's gameplay speaks for itself. So he's on his list. Last person on his list, I'm gonna mention Jackson Mickey from Big Brother 21. A very aggressive game player. He says some stuff that is not great, but his gameplay, very aggressive one. Somebody who in you could say if he was casted a season or two earlier, he would not win. Somebody that similar to Paul's gameplay, but not as, as endured or liked. Somebody, if he was on Big Brother 20, would have lost the game, but too many people, like the better player, has lost to a bitter jury for a good amount of seasons. So Jackson was lucky that the jury saw the past few seasons and decided to not do that here. His gameplay is very aggressive. The way he treats other house guests, some of the other house guests, isn't great. The stuff he says isn't not great. But game players, I give him credit for the move he did on Tommy. To convince well, not he didn't do it on time, but he used Tommy's words against him to get Nicole and Clip to keep him instead of like not him, but to keep Holly instead of um voting against Holly for Thomas wishes. I think that was a very innovative move. But yeah, Jackson's aggressive gameplay speaks for itself as well. But yeah, that's all. So those are my top five aggressive Big Brother winners. It was really hard to find very aggressive players who have won. You could say, oh, Dan and Derek, but they wasn't like aggressive. They had a mix of doing it in a subtle way without people thinking, oh, he's doing too much. You know what I mean? These five players, or four of them at least, we can agree that they are doing a little bit too much. Anyways, that's the video. More videos coming soon, and see you later.